Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel and part 2 of Melora. She is the newest coloring page in my Etsy shop, and we're going to work on her hair today. Before we get started, I just thought I would point out to you just a couple things. You may notice that, and I think I put it in the photo at the end of the video, because I worked on her for about 15 minutes, I guess, after I ended the video last time. I was having problems with her chest that I was not happy with. So I finally got that to a point where I was happy. And I actually did use some Holbein pencils actually on that. Cork and the soft white and some other stuff, you know, the same colors that I had been using, and I just kind of kept working it. I don't know what the problem was, but to avoid that problem for anyone in the future, just in case, I did go in and edited the coloring pages and lightened quite a bit more, lightened her chest in this area down here, so that if you've purchased a page, or if you are going to purchase a page, you'll get the new, the brand new one with the lightened version, so you won't have that. Hopefully there won't be an issue with that down there. I think it was something that I did. I'm not sure what, but you know, sometimes that happens. Things don't always go according to plan. But anyway, it worked out okay. And then I did decide to go in and add some little skin freckles, I guess. Not so many that I wanted to turn her into, you know, what I would call a freckle face, or where she had a lot of them, but just a few, you know, in here and up along her hairline and on her chest. Just to kind of take away some of the perfection, I guess, and give her a little bit more of a realistic look. So that's what I did off camera after we finished. So we're going to work on the hair, and I want to do kind of a white blonde hair, like a, I don't know if I would go as far as calling it an ash blonde, because I am going to be using some beige, which is kind of a yellowy tone. But I do have some ash gray, or some French gray colors here that I'm going to be playing around with. I just didn't want her to be as yellow, golden blonde as some of the other blondes that I've done, and in particularly because I have another coloring page that I'm going to be doing for you soon, and she is going to have a really warm yellow blonde hair color. So I wanted to try and come up with something that was going to be a little bit different than that. Okay, so I have white, I have beige, light umber, 20% French gray, and 90% French gray. I'm not sure how much of each I'm going to be using. I'm probably going to be using white more than any of the colors. So we're just going to kind of have to see, I guess. So I am going to start with white. And the first thing that I want to do is I purposefully made this hair quite light out here, so that there was a little bit of freedom with how we did the hair and the background and stuff. So I'm just going to kind of put in the outline just so that I don't lose it before I get started. On white paper, this might show up better. On the tan paper, it really fades away into the background. So okay, that looks That's good. All right, and then I'm just going to come in and on these, she kind of has, the way her hair is with it being pulled back, there's kind of like strands that are sticking up higher than some of the rest. So we'll just put some of our white on there. And I think I'll do the top of her head first, and then I'll come down and do the sides. That way, if I decide I really need to make some changes, I can. Gonna put some of these, I can probably add those in afterwards, but I'm gonna do them now and afterwards probably. Okay, so of course I didn't write down the way I did her hair when I did the original. So it's going to be kind of like doing it all over again, brand new. Let's do beige. I want to get some of this French gray in here, but I'm thinking I might do that at the end. Just for okay. All right, let's I don't know. Let's do some light umber. I'm doing this very, very lightly. Almost just glazing. I would call it glazing. Just basically what we're doing is we're just altering the color that's down on the page by just putting a little bit of this on here. Still going with the direction that the hair is going. So bear with me for just a second while I'm not sure how, yeah, it kind of counteracts. So this is 20% French gray. And I like it because it's taking the hair more, how do I describe this? It's taking away so that it's not all like super warm and yellow. And I like that. And then the 90% French gray we're going to use in the darkest areas. So it's kind of going between the bits that we put on there so that these stand up more. Back to 90% French. I'm going to put this in along her hairline. Very lightly. I'm not pushing hard at all. And just a few, just very lightly feathered onto the scalp. Maybe not right here, but up here. And then I actually might take my white and do that same thing. Just it's not bad. I think I'm going to add some more on the outer edge. I'm gonna blend this. Some more light umber in here. And it's kind of just, at least for this part, you know, just continuing to work it until I get it the way I like it. I want some more of this along the hairline, this light umber. Because I do want it to be a little bit golden, just not yellow, if that makes sense. I think I'll stick with that for now. We can always come back in and make adjustments after I get the rest of the hair done. Okay, so let's all right, so let's take this in sections, I guess. It's a little bit different because it's all kind of long and flows in the same direction. So there's really not a lot of typical clumps and sections, as I would call them. But like, let's for example, take this area right here. We want this to be light. We're gonna put white on some of this area. Like I said, there's going to be probably more white on here than I usually use. Actually, you know what, you guys? I think I'm just gonna put all the white down. So again, these little skinny lines, I would just ignore those. If you're working on tan paper, you can put your white, we're going to put those in with the white pencil afterwards. If you're working on white paper, you can use the slice tool and slice out those skinny, thin, wispy hairs. Like I showed you in previous videos. All right, let's get a little bit more white going in here. All right, let's do some beige. We're just kind of following the direction of the hair. Magnet on here. My paper's moving too much. Okay, so that was beige. Let's do our light umber. So this one I'm gonna kind of start keeping this to the darker areas. The areas closest to her head. And then some of these shadow areas. So this will help warm up that grayscale. And I'm also wondering and noticing, trying to figure out why this area right here was so light. You know, I do these videos before I release the coloring page. So the nice thing about doing it that way is that I can basically test color it myself and see if there's any changes that need to be made. So this was very, very light in the on the page, and I'm thinking that I need to come in and just darken that just a hair on the coloring page before I release it, so that you guys know where the that this needs to be darker, you know, so that it separates these two. So when you get your coloring page, this will be a little bit darker than what you saw here. Okay, so sorry, I switched to 90% French just now, right there. Why am I having a hard time with this moving on me? I don't know. Okay, back to this. I was using this light umber. Just gonna very lightly deepen this color a little bit. And then put some streaks in. Because we want her hair to be streaky in color, like so that all the strands are catching light and it's all a little bit different, as opposed to you know, one color with a highlight and a shadow. And then this here. Actually, the way I drew it, let me just fix that. Actually, this does that. So we have the hair, and this is actually a little bit of background bit, and this is the hair. So that's not straight. Just like the way that looks better. Okay, back to the light umber. Now we're just going to put some streaks of it through this hair. Okay, let's do the light, sorry, the 90% French gray. We're gonna get this dark. To sharpen it. All right, I'm going to use it in some of these areas to get that depth going. How did I manage to get out of frame again? I don't want to use too much of this because I do want to keep her, you know, pretty light blonde. So let's blend this and see what we get. Okay, so white on the tan paper. You can just take your pencil, sharper is better, and just make streaks with the white. And when you go across when you go across the direction of the hair, so this one is here, this is a better example. This hair is coming down this way, and then when I go across it, those white lines show up a lot better than if I were to do streak white lines with the direction of the hair. If you are doing this on white paper, then you can use that slice tool. Now you have to have enough color down on your paper to make that slice tool really work well for you. So if you're using the slice tool and you're feeling like I'm not getting the hair is not showing up, the lines are not showing up, it's because you don't have enough pencil down on your page to make that slice tool slice through the buildup of the wax and oil that's on the page. So then that would be why it's not working. So just put more layers of color down, and you shouldn't have a problem. But I really have grown to really love this, doing it this way, because to me the hair looks so much more realistic when there's just those flyaway hairs. So slice tool or white pencil will do that. All right, let's come to this side. And we're going to do the same thing. White down first. Again, if you're working on white paper, I'd still probably put your white down, because since there's grayscale, you should still be able to see where you're putting those whites, because you should be coloring right over the top of the gray. All right, we'll start there. So beige next. Actually, I want to put a little bit more white on the outer edge there. Okay. Beige. Don't worry about, you know, if you get it on top of the light of the dark shading, because we're just going to go right over it with our darker colors and it'll cover it right up. Make sure. I don't know how that keeps happening. Okay. Light umber. Just lightly blending that in through the hair. I think I'll use more of that in here, where her hair is, you know, in amongst the leaves. It just occurred to me that I didn't use any of the gray on this side. I might come back in and add some of that after we're done with both sides. We'll see. Okay, let's get this. See how going over the dark grayscale with this light umber takes away that really gray look of the grayscale, because it's kind of a warm color, and it helps to counteract that dark black. In here it needs a little bit of this. And then the 90% French gray. Don't need very much of it in here, because this is where the light is hitting. Just do a couple of little streaks. Kind of feeling like I want that to be warmer, so back to the light umber in here. Okay, I'm actually not going to add any more of the 90%. I don't think it needs it down in here. Not, at least not with this medium grayscale. With the light grayscale, you might feel like you want to add it if you want a little bit more depth. The depth to me is what really makes hair look more real. So if your hair looks flat, it's because there's not enough darks and lights going on the page. So just add some more dark. Usually it's dark that you need more of than light, but I'm debating on putting a little bit of shadow under here. All right, let's blend this. I'm not going to go too crazy on the hairs up here because I want to wait until I get the background in. And actually, I think might want some hairs flying over the that leaf. That's going to be a silhouetted leaf again. At least that's the way I do it. You guys are welcome to do those leaves however you want. There's something about the combination of the real leaves with the silhouetted leaves that I really like. So can you see how like this hair is all coming around and coming around this direction, and then I'm taking my white pencil and I'm adding another layer of the hair going opposite of what I had down below, so it adds another layer of depth. And we can also go over some of these dark bits that are in the shadow. I think that's going to be good. When I get the background done, I'll come in and add a few flyaway hairs that are going to come off across this way. Just kind of feeling out what needs to be done. Let me just look and see what this 20% French gray, if it adds anything. It's subtle, so I'll leave it up to you as to whether you want to do it. I like it. It may show up differently on white paper, so do a small area. Anytime you're doing a page in a different color with different paper to what I'm doing, if you're coloring along, always go slowly and start with just a small area to check and see if you like the color that's being laid down. Don't just blindly throw it down there on the page, because it may not behave on your color of paper the way it does on mine. So, okay, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm just going to add a little bit more depth over here. And under her ear. And I want to make sure that that's blended nicely and looks right. Okay, I think her hair is done. And I like the color. It's just exactly what I wanted as far as the tone. You can always come back in and add some more highlights if you want. We might do that after the background is in as well. Yeah, I think that will do it. So this was a good short one, 45 minutes. Not bad at all. And when we come back for the next one, I think we will, well, I'm not sure. I'm trying to decide if I want to do the background first and then the flowers, or the flowers and then the background. I don't know. I can't make any promises yet. I have to make that decision. But for now, we'll call this one done. And I hope you enjoyed your time here today. Until I see you guys on the next video, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Happy coloring. Bye-bye.